Okay, wait. Everyone listen. Ready? Are you guys ready? At Marshall's, Steve Madden shoes are only $29.99, so you can get the styles you love at the prices you want. Go ahead, it's Marshall's.
I know
At
it sounds
Marshall's.
so weird when you do like a British accent. Like
Okay,
you
so
sound
I
so
can do
formal.
Australian. My Australian's like a little bit. I feel like I should
I can do
actually
British
like talk
accent.
like this. Like
I feel like I should actually like.
So the casting
what I
director
sound
said
like.
I have
Excuse me.
a heavy
Hello.
London accent.
What?
The accent I
Lebanese
have
accent?
is a heavy London accent. I'm like,
Heavy
oh my
London
God.
accent.
I know.
All right.
Practice talking over.
This
the
is really
part where
scary. I'm so scared.
We've been talking. This is so fun.
All right, stop talking.
Okay.
All right.
Can you fix it?
Yes.
Oh.
Turn paint into painting, phone into photograph, form into harmony. You can do it with your words, your words inside your journals. Turn mean into meaningful, out to outstanding, and harm into harmony. Do it with your words inside your journals.
We are Journals Out Loud, an extension of our iOS social advice network app for teams. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker. I wrote these words. Here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens to answer all of your pressing life and love teen questions. We are here we've got Victoria, Lyric, Josh, and Hannah. How are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
Yeah. Excellent.
Awesome. Better
Happy
than
to be
all
here.
of you.
This is our run-through, our dry run-through, our dress rehearsal, if you will, so that you can hear your voice coming through the microphone. You can hear when you're close to the mic. You can hear if you drift away from the mic, and you can get yourself all perfect. If you're out there in Journals Land listening, give us a call at 888-531-7171. If you are watching us on the YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be your new favorite show. We're going to dive right into questions. It's my favorite. I subscribe to this. It's good.
I
It's a
would.
good
Well, I
show.
already did.
Really good show.
I already did.
Good. So our first question comes from Anonymous, and she writes, "How to tell?" That's like my new favorite thing. When people phrase questions like this, like they're doing a Google search
It's like a tutorial.
instead of actually asking, like, "How do you get a boy to like you?" How to get boy to like? Yeah, it's like this is not Google. I'm not Google. But the question actually reads, "How to tell when a girl likes you?" How to tell?
Oh, yeah,
How to
this makes
tell?
sense.
Well, let's ask the boy. How to tell when a girl likes you?
Yeah.
How
You're
to tell?
asking the wrong person.
How
I
to
never
come
Come
know.
on, Josh.
Okay, so, well, yeah, I never know. Like, I'm always oblivious to this kind of thing, so I actually need to know myself.
So there's actually.
All right, then
I think
let's
we should ask
rephrase
the
question.
girls.
Let's rephrase the question. Girls, how do you indicate to a boy that you like him? Like, what are the signs that a boy should
So there's actually a lot of different ways because how I like a boy, I pretty much beat him up.
Oh, so you're like 11.
I know. But like I do that, I mess around with him and so like I act so mean to him, but I really like him. And some other girls, they act like so shy, and then some are just like they try to get friendly with them.
All right. So the thing that you don't want is a girl who's like completely indifferent because she is not showing interest in you. So if she's either harming you or helping you, she has some sort of interest in your energy. So if there's any interaction between you and the girl, then that's a positive sign, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
If she one of the things that I think is a sign is like if you look up and the girl always seems to be there, like just like
Yeah.
accidentally, randomly, it's just like always within your field of vision, then that's a good sign. So what other ways, Lyric, would you let a boy know?
I mean, like, for me, I don't do this, but I've seen a lot of other people do this where they get like really shy and like also like kind of like dumbed down a little bit. Like that's like a thing where like I've seen girls where they're just like, oh yeah, like that's like a typical thing, but
Wait,
it's kind
wait.
of true.
Can I just stop you though?
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't do that though, right?
No, because like a guy would like you if you're smart usually, unless he's mean and annoying.
Unless
then-
he's
I know,
dumb,
guys.
and you don't
unless
want a
he's
dumb
stupid,
guy.
then you don't want
Girls.
like that kind of guy.
Yeah, you want a guy that want like smart girls. Victoria?
I usually sometimes like avoid eye contact because it like makes me nervous, and like I fidget a lot. Like I play with my clothing or like whatever jewelry I have on or something. That's usually what I do.
Mm-hmm. So those are all good ways.
Also,
Yes.
like you can just kind of, if you don't be a stalker, but like observe how she is around, how she is like around other people, because if when she sees you she gets all like like happy or whatever, and like she's normally one of those like very inward people, then that's kind of a sign like she's happy to see you and she's excited. And
So what you
you
guys are
know.
mentioning are like, and if you notice like big changes in her behavior due to your presence, like either she's louder than usual or quieter than usual because you're present, like your presence could have something to do with it. Depending on who she is and how she reacts to being around the guy that she likes. Was your hand up, Victoria?
Yeah. Sometimes like it's almost like their eyes light up or something like that. That's how I describe it. Like, cause whenever a guy likes me, I can tell because they're like.
They express it in their eyebrows. They said like guys
Yeah,
express a
they're
lot
like,
of stuff
"Oh."
in their eyebrows.
Like, oh, you're there.
You never knew the secret to the man is in his eyebrows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really,
I
I
do.
did not know. Wow, that's
That's why they eyebrow
for a
dance.
that's
girl,
why I've been
it's her
doing so bad.
lips.
No, I'm joking.
Wait. For girls, her lips. What?
Yeah,
what
because
happens to her
because they
lips?
bite it.
She's like-
they bite their lips,
Oh yeah,
and then like or they have a Jolly Rancher. They're like,
Or if she's or if she's doing this, then she wants to kiss you. Yeah, so those are some subtle signs. All right,
Yeah.
next question. Ugh. I've known this girl since we were young, and she's in my class. She wants to sit with me and my friends at lunch, but she's a racist, sexist, homophobe who is rude and ignorant all the time. How do I say no? Wow. I don't know who wouldn't be flattered by this description. She's a racist, sexist, homophobe. Other than that, she's awesome. All right. So there's a lot of things about this person that are highly objectionable. So how would you go about eliminating her from your immediate vicinity? Lyric.
Wait, so is he asking, or whoever, I don't know if there's a girl or a guy, but
Yeah.
are they saying, how do I say no if she's like likes him or her? Or how
let's
do I
imagine
say
that-
no, like let's not be friends anymore?
Yeah, let's imagine
Is
it's her
that-
friend and someone wants to hang out with you and she has all of these qualities that you find kind of repugnant. And you're not going to fix all that. That's a lot of stuff to be wrong with a person.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you just really would rather not have her as a friend, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily know if it's fixing, but have you mentioned it to the person that you don't like their behavior? Like, have you tried to see if they will change, or like at least try to modify it to when they're around you at all? Or have you, like, that's what my first step would be, like telling them like how their behavior is makes me feel uncomfortable, and if they don't correct it, that's when I would go about like
Yeah,
cutting
yeah.
them out.
I mean, it's true
Yeah.
that you can't completely change or overhaul a person's personality. But the other thing that's true is that when you're young, you're very moldable. And so every time she makes a racist, sexist, homophobic comment, you just say, that's not nice.
Yeah.
Then she could pretty much pick up on that. Maybe she's hearing that stuff inside her home. And if she realizes that out in the real world, this stuff does not wash. It's just not okay. And so, yeah, I agree with Josh. You can gently kind of like guide her towards being a better human. Lyric.
And also, if she's not able to fix that, then like clearly you just kind of want to like stop talking to her. If she's texting you, you can just kind of be like, I told you before that I don't like the way you talk to people. And then she'll start to like either get the message, okay, I shouldn't be doing this, or she'll just be like, okay, I don't want to be friends with this person if they don't get who I am as a person.
Yeah,
know?
another good thing to say, even if it's kind of not true, is like you can always say like, my dad's black, my uncle's gay, and I mean you just like make it really personal.
It's not nice to lie. It's not.
Of course
nice
it is
to
when it's
lie.
about this.
Well, come on. What happens if she just like stalks you? It's like, oh no, your uncle's not gay.
Well, that's not my birth dad. That's Victoria.
I mean, you'll always. It's not gonna change her if you're mean to her back. So
No, not be mean, but like, let's say you don't lie. Let's say you're like Hannah and you're like perfect. Yeah, you don't lie, but you find out who in your family is gay and who is black, and you know,
You just ask around.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
black?
I mean, you
Like,
have
you can't tell, but you know.
in certain lighting.
or you
Certain
can
lighting.
The friends I have, they're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I would if I was.
proud of
I mean,
everything. Just
proud of being gay, proud of being lesbian,
yeah.
proud
Oh,
of being.
proud of being black, proud of everything.
I mean, like,
I would.
That's how she
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
it sounds like this person's like very very strict about how they want their friends to be, like choosing the right people to be the friends.
Well, I wouldn't want to hang out with someone
Yeah,
who says
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We want
So
to be friends
what we're
unless-
talking about is someone who says hateful things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
it's
but-
okay to not want to be
I
around.
mean, like, I know this guy who's like, he's younger than me, but he's grown up in a family where they are very homophobic, and they're like, those Christian people that don't believe that like anyone should, be like love who they want to love. So, he was like, I don't want to talk to those type of people, like very prejudiced at this young age, and he's just been growing up with that, so he doesn't know anything else. And like we were trying to say, there's people out there that like want to like who they like, just like you want to like how you like, and he just wasn't getting that, and I just kind of stepped away because you can't really, as much as you try, unless they're able to like change who they are and kind of conform, they're not really gonna be able to change
Because they
Yeah.
were raised that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would say you can't really change anybody unless they're willing or wanting to change. So unless that person wants to be your friend, then they're not gonna really
yeah,
change
yeah
at all. Like
Yeah.
if their beliefs are stronger than wanting to be your friend, then their beliefs is what's gonna stick.
And like, yeah, if they want to be your friend and want to be liked by you, they're gonna change. But it's hard to make that big of a change.
You have to
you
have
know, I mean,
determination.
yeah, exactly. And like really care about that person.
But if you kind of look at it as like a really maybe an excellent potential teachable moment, because this person likes you and wants to hang out with you, so she may be more influenced by your point of view. So if you express to her like, I really don't want to hear hateful comments. I think you're a cool person, but I think what would make you cooler is if you didn't make hateful comments. Would
Yeah.
that be okay when we're together? And then she could be swayed to change her thinking because she likes you. If you think about all the people in your life that you really admire, you kind of like want like someone you like says their favorite color is blue. Like you're actually almost tempted to be like, yeah, I like blue. You know what I mean? Like, you've all done that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could be a really good influence on this person.
Mm-hmm.
You try to impress the other person by saying that,
Yeah.
And like, also sometimes people don't realize that they're saying something hateful. Like I know I accidentally said something once that like offended someone, and I was not meaning that at all. And I think we all do that. So if you feel able to, and I strongly suggest saying to her how you're feeling about it, she may be able to change, and she might be like, oh, I had no idea I was doing that, I'm so sorry, and you could really be helping her.
Yeah, it's true. I
know?
mean, there's a lot of people who they have to watch themselves in this civil rights footage from like 50 years ago that shows them being just horrible, and they don't feel that way at all anymore, but they were influenced by their families to just go to this school and protest that black kids were coming there, and now forever they're on this footage, and they've gone on Oprah and apologized and everything, but it's like you can't really undo being on the wrong
that.
side of history.
Yeah.
You can't undo that. Like you have to try and do the right thing. So if you can stop this person now from continuing on a path of like being a nasty person, then I'd say go
Yeah.
for it. And if she doesn't catch on, then just say like, I'm sorry, I told you what mattered to me, and I can't be around someone that negative. I'm sorry.
And like you don't have to, just one more thing really quick.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel, a lot of people make the mistake of like feeling like they have to be the one to change someone.
Yeah.
And as much as you want to help this person and you want to have a nice time with them, like you don't have to feel like it's only your responsibility to go like make them a different person, because the only person you can change is you, and the only person they can change is them.
Right.
So I mean, you just have to keep that into consideration.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really good advice, guys. We're going to go on to the next one. My girlfriend and I have been dating for over a year, yet we haven't kissed yet. A while ago, she said she wanted to. When I pressured her about it, she said she had to go. Months later, I mentioned that kissing in the rain sounds fun, and she just laughed and said, maybe it will happen. Yesterday, I was talking about duck faces, and she said she couldn't do it. I jokingly messaged her and said, I bet you can do other things with your lips, though. 5 minutes later, I regretted the message and said, my friend dared me to send that, and it was a joke. Do you think she wants to kiss? I want to know if she does before I do, so I cannot mess this up. So imagine they're 12, because that's kind of the age I'm picturing.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice do we have here?
Okay, I just want to get something out there for all boys and girls or something like that. I was talking to, I think it was my grandpa and grandma. I was talking to them, and they said, if you hold a boy or girl's hand and they might make your heart flutter, or like you get butterflies in your stomach and you just want to melt to that very place, it said let that person's hand go. And the person's hand that you want to hold is when you feel protected, when you actually feel happy around them, when you actually love them, and maybe you'll get some of those butterflies in your stomach, or like your heart is pounding and everything. But as long as you feel protected and you really feel happy, then stay with them. And about this girlfriend dating over a year and yada yada yada. Well, it doesn't really matter to like kiss or anything, but because people sometimes just want to kiss just to impress, and sometimes she might just want to take it slow because it's scary. When I had my first kiss, I thought I was going to get pregnant just for that. I'm like, no. But it is scary. It might be her first kiss and she doesn't want it to go wrong. Or
it absolutely might be her first kiss, and it probably is, because I think I'm picturing 12-year-olds. And so you've more than hinted. She knows that you want to kiss her. Like, you've been abundantly clear. And so you can now say to her, like, so I'm getting the sense that you're not ready to kiss, and so I'm not going to bug you about it anymore for like a year, and then we can talk about it. Because if you just take kissing off the table, then you can both relax. But it's not something that has to happen at age 12, just because you feel like, oh, in order to be the proper boyfriend, I should I should get this done. Like, this is some kind of like work that's on your shoulders, hanging over you, like, because your guy friends are like, so have you kissed her? And it's like, you don't have to get anything done. It will happen when nobody expects it. Lyric.
Also, and if you guys have been together dating, like, she likes you or he likes you, I don't know who this person is, but, they like you because you guys are together. So it's not like they don't want to kiss you because they don't like you, because I'm hoping that they would have gotten out of that relationship if they didn't like you, and they were like, so, I mean, they like you. It's just that they may not be ready to do that or move that forward in a relationship, or they just, their parents are saying you can't, that's what happens. The parents are like, don't kiss this guy, don't kiss this girl.
It could be a thing too, that they don't feel like they have permission yet, or they just don't feel comfortable saying no to you because that would make them feel like they're letting you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh?
Yeah, and I think it goes for like any age too. Like, even besides 12, like, don't pressure your significant other to do anything they don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that could be kissing, that could be anything. Like, I just think that just being with that person is what should matter.
Yeah, and don't feel like you've said or done the wrong thing, because all of your teasing has been pretty cute and it's fine. You haven't overstepped your boundaries. It's like awkward and weird to text something like that and then sit there waiting while the person doesn't respond, like, uh-oh. Like, is your dad reading this? Like, well, what's happening? But yeah, I would say just like for now, take kissing off the table and like maybe bring it up again in 6 months, and don't joke around. Just say like, I'm nervous about our first kiss. When do you see that happening?
Yeah. And I mean, like, when you're that age also, or whatever age, like, you, of course, like, are having, like, urges to, like, kiss someone, and, like, you want to have a romantic relationship, whatever. But, like, so, I mean, it's natural that you're like, come on, when is this going to happen? But, like, come on, bro. But, just if you can, like, calm down and know that it's going to happen, it's not like, oh, you're going to be 50, like, in your parents' garage and, like, no, I hope not. But
I long for the love of a lady. It's like it's not going to get to that point, and then one day you're going to be like, I can't believe I thought that kissing was this weird thing that I hadn't done yet, because, it just becomes something that you do, like driving. It's just like,
like driving every day.
I just want to say, if you really, 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 really want to kiss her, it might be mean, or she might get like so happy or something. Steal a kiss from her. or something like
Like-
that.
I don't know if I recommend that at 12.
or
'cause
maybe
she's-
or maybe kiss her forehead if you're not 12.
Oh, you
if
could
you're
do that. You could
Yeah.
definitely kiss her forehead or her cheek like that.
yeah,
would
her
be fine.
cheek,
Yeah.
or maybe like be like a prince or something and take her hand and kiss
Yeah, I
her,
mean, if she
you know?
feels
Yeah.
uncomfortable with that, like, I would just say, hey, what's going on? Do you not like me still, or do you feel not comfortable? You know, I mean, maybe something's going on, but if she's, like, just not ready, then you have to respect that,
Yep.
you know, and
Yeah.
she'll make the move
Respect
when she's ready, too. Respect.
Victoria.
respect.
Get it.
And if you try to force it, then that's not.
It
would
would
not.
not-
She
It's not
could
gonna
tell
turn-
her
no.
dad.
It's not going to turn out well for you.
Tell
She
her
could
dad.
tell her dad, her mom, whoever.
And
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
not gonna, she might not feel comfortable,
Yeah.
too.
No, and if it's going to be a good kiss, it needs to be shared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not something you take.
It needs to be equal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. My
Yes.
internet best friend is coming to the state I live in. I want to meet up with her, but my mom and dad don't know about her, and they're very protective. I've talked with her for over a year. I'm scared to tell them. What do I do? Well, I don't think it's safe, and you certainly shouldn't meet anybody without your parents'
That's
permission.
really
Don't
scary.
trust it.
Yeah.
Don't trust it. They might kidnap you. They could
They
stab
might be an
you.
80-year-old
It might
man.
be it might be an 80-year-old man. It might be an ISIS person.
And it could be someone perfectly nice, but there's no way for you to know that.
yes.
Yeah. Well, first and
So-
foremost, you have no idea who this person is.
Yes.
And if you want to meet up with them, you're going to have to tell your parents, do not go alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
And
No,
it
you can't
it
go
should,
alone.
The
You are
meeting
ne-
should be
never go
arranged
alone.
between your parents and her parents.
Yes.
It should
Or
all be.
his
parents.
There
Yes.
should be all parents
Yeah.
present.
Yeah, if they have parents.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're 100.
The 80-year-old's parents are like.
I know because
know,
you could like post fake pictures or something.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
So
Victoria.
easily.
I mean, there's so many situations where this person gets kidnapped because they've
Mm-hmm.
been talking to this, whether it's 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter whether you really know them or not. You don't really
You
know
don't.
them.
You don't
Yeah,
know
I
them.
know.
You don't.
I was watching a YouTube video earlier this week, and it was about these young kids being kind of catfished by a YouTube video person, and, like telling them that they're this person, and then having them
Oh,
come
yeah, I
meet
saw
them in a
that.
Yeah,
home.
they showed it
and
on Dr. Phil, and it was like this guy who made a profile of a 15-year-old boy, and he got these girls to just open the door like no problem. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they just came like into the car, and they had no clue where they were going.
So
Never do that. That's horrible.
That's
It's really,
scary.
That's-
really
that's-
unsafe. And
okay,
just
that's,
because they're
like,
like conveniently
stupid.
coming to your state, like that's also a
That's, like,
bad
Yeah,
sign.
that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now, if it's someone you know in real life and they're online, like, duh.
Yeah,
you,
duh.
Sorry, I was not making a move on you. I was just like, no. But like, if they're,
You're too
if-
young for him.
yeah, exactly. He's like 20. No, but
I am.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
He's
birthday.
nighttime. He's nighttime.
He's 19. Okay, anyway.
He's
But like,
19.
yeah, if you know them in real life, like that's fine because you know who they
Yeah.
are. But if you've
Never
met and they're like already your best friend,
Internet
I
best
know.
friend.
that's
Victoria.
that scares me.
Okay,
Honestly,
well,
I
it's
would be
different
scared.
with us because we're giving you guys advice. We're
Yeah.
not trying to hook up with you guys or
I
anything
know.
Yeah.
like that.
But-
So
What was I gonna say? Jeez. But people are all like, "Oh, I really know them. I know their age. I know their birthday. I know
where
their
they
favorite
live."
color. I know where they live."
You
They
don't.
you could come up. They could come up with so many fake things. I could like come up
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a fake address right now. I could come up with a fake name,
Mhm.
Victoria. I
fake
always
number,
use
fake
it.
number.
Yep. I mean, anybody could do that since of the internet and everything. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, I have to say you're pretty crazy, and you just need to think it through.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word crazy. I would just use the word naive. Naive because
Yeah.
you just in life you don't know what can go wrong until it goes wrong, and so when you're only 15 or 16, you haven't really been on the planet long enough to see everything that can go wrong, so you just think that nothing can go
Yeah.
wrong. And
Oh yeah,
And- Go
we're
ahead.
teenagers. We know everything.
oh, I
Right?
forgot, right?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if you're really dying to meet this person, go with your parents
Yeah.
or go with
Yep.
Yes.
your older sister who's like 20 something that or like brother that
I
could
would.
I would
protect
still say
you.
parents.
No,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
say
yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
I would
But,
bring
like,
my dad most
if
of all.
you
'cause
don't
he
have
knows
parents that are
my-
available, but like just don't.
Well, I
don't
would
go
say
by
if you did the
yourself.
older brother situation, like the parents still need to be involved in knowing that they're going with you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would instead of bringing an older sister, because like girls are easy to kidnap. I'd rather bring an older brother
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
your dad
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they know how to fight. They're like
Or
hey.
like
Public
uncle, or I
place.
don't know,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Oh yeah,
yeah.
public place.
If they're saying like,
Daytime.
"Hey, meet me at like at
Daytime.
night at this like alleyway," okay, bro, like don't go there. You
I
don't
heard
wanna
you guys
go
have
there.
some really great alleys in your state that I'm coming to. No.
Yeah, I'm from just like 2 million miles away.
All right, let's hold for a second. We're gonna do a little swap out.
Okay.
Okay.
Dun,
Get,
dun,
get Skylar in here.
Also, a couple notes.
Hold on. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna look like they're the same person. Like she just got like plastic surgery real quick, and like she just like let me get a little touch up.
All right. So real,
Oh, we are.
so real quick, so everyone's listening. First off, you guys do pretty darn good. So
We're on here.
About the mics. Get as close as possible.
Oh.
Do not touch them, because how you touch them, you're getting close, which is good, but you're touching them, which is not good. I
You
don't
hear
know.
you hear rattling sounds.
Oh, was I doing that?
I, don't
I think
know.
everyone does it.
Was I
Just
doing
something
it?
to be aware of.
Exactly. Like it's not. I'm not singling anybody out. Like
Yeah.
I noticed something, and it's a good thing to keep in mind. Get close, but don't touch. Also, I think what you have going in terms of talking to each other is really good.
Yeah.
When you can,
Thank you.
toss it to each other. Like point someone out.
Say
So
their
if you
name.
see a hand
Jonch.
up- If you see a hand up,
Jonch.
zero in on that hand. You're talking now.
And
right?
you can say
Okay.
things like, you know what, I agree with you, Hannah, or but I agree with you, Josh. Like, say that their names conversationally, like you guys
So
are.
that people get to know us.
Yeah, and that so
More.
that you even go through
Yeah.
that kind of like that movement of like, oh, these are my friends, and we're having a conversation, and this is how I would naturally like respond to. Like, I kind of agree with Skylar, but in another way, I want it. Just Skylar, let me just mention that also, and use each other's names just really naturally because it sounds like we're just having a really fun conversation.
Yeah, so fun.
Are always on camera even when you're not speaking.
So always
remember
be
that, too.
listening.
And
Yeah.
it's always good if you want to just look directly into the camera. That also kind of.
Which is my camera?
That one.
Okay. I don't wanna-
All right, next question.
Relax.
All right,
Let's go.
please welcome Skylar to the panel, everybody.
Welcome, Skylar.
Welcome, Skylar.
GCV writes. So I'm going to do this secret and social experiment. I'm going to talk in front of the class about society and stuff, and I'm planning on talking about the fact that guys aren't gentlemen anymore, and that if guys are gentlemen, it's because they want to get in the girls' pants. I want to be more of a gentleman and see how people react, so I can discuss it in the class, and show people that guys should be gentlemen and they shouldn't be made fun of because of it. Any advice? How can I get myself in positions where I have the opportunity to be a gentleman?
Okay, so it's coming from a guy.
It's coming from a guy. I think you could be a gentleman if you get a job as a butler. Because then you can put like a cloth over your arm and
M'lady?
open doors and say things like "m'lady." Yes.
Shall I get your seat for you, my lady?
Being a butler. That's the
Right.
solution.
Yeah, the butler is like the dream guy.
Yeah.
The
All
dream
right,
job
but
for
but
that.
he
Yeah,
raises
yeah.
an excellent point because
I
you know when you're growing up, you kind of like you decide how you think things should be, and then when you see things not being that way, like you feel like, oh, I have to uphold society for my whole gender, you know. And I can understand the point he's making, but
Yeah.
I just think that I think there's more gentlemen than he realizes, and that just because some kids in his class are crass and crude and saying crass and crude stuff, like I don't think that it means that all of society
No.
is.
Yeah.
Who wants to talk, Josh? You're a gentleman.
I am a gentleman. So
Yes.
I am. So I think that being a gentleman, like you just be polite and be nice and just be you and be, like do nice things. So you don't necessarily have to go out of your way to do something that's gentleman-like. You can just like open a door if like you're seeing somebody's coming right behind you, hold it open for them. Don't just let it slam in their face, or like things like that. You can just like nice little things. It doesn't and it adds up. Like then they'll know you're like a nice guy. It doesn't have to be like I'm a gentleman, you're a gentleman. Lyric.
Thank you. Also, like, just being a nice person. You know, I mean, if you don't have the chance to open a door for someone, like, hey, how's your morning going? Or, like, just saying something nice to people, which makes them feel good and then know that you're a nice person. And, I mean, like, it sounds like this person is a gentleman and they will, if they're exuding, like, positive vibes and, like, how to be a nice guy, then, like, they'll affect people, hopefully, if you're a leader type. But I mean, you can't change other people.
You know what I
But,
think
you
has a
know.
good effect, like on everybody in school, and that other people kind of like are impressed by, is like if you're a guy and like you're super sweet to the faculty, And
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're super
Yes.
sweet to
Definitely.
teachers and lunch ladies and stuff like girls
All
are
the
like,
lunch
oh
ladies
my
Like,
are
God.
thanks for
friends.
lunch. And,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Skylar.
Yeah.
I think people can slightly change based on the people they're around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everyone,
hopefully,
yeah.
being a nice all-around gentleman will hopefully rub off on others.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
he should do it like slowly. Like he should grab one friend, make him nicer, then
Yeah.
another friend, and it just kind of like spreads.
Well,
Just
it's like
make your
positive
little-
ripples in the world.
It's like
and you don't have to
little-
tell someone how to behave. You can just be a good example. And then if
Yeah.
they see like, oh, this person is getting respect by being nice, making eye contact, saying thank you so much, not just thanks. But like if you say thank you so much, like little things like that make such a huge difference. Josh.
Well, I think in general too, like being a gentleman, like in high school, like it might not like seem like you're getting much places, like being a gentleman in high school, but after high school, the people who aren't, they don't get much, like really far. No one wants to be around, and they don't have to be around those people. In high school, you go to school every single day with that person, and you have to see them. So you think that everyone's like that, but when afterwards, like those people, they're at home, they're secluded, they don't really have many friends.
It's true. Manners get you very far in life. Manners is like really, really instrumental because it has to do with how you appreciate others. And manners shows that you appreciate people. Lyric.
But also, like, if you're a gentleman to like people and you're really nice, and then like let's say you get a girlfriend and you're like you completely change, like people are still like not gonna respect you as much. And I know that this is a little bit like off of what they're saying, but you know, if this person is trying to help their friends or other people become gentlemen, then like they need to make it clear that like it is in all areas that you can be a gentleman, not just like opening doors, you know. Yeah.
It's like how you, so you're saying the way you treat your girlfriend.
Yeah. Don't just be like, oh yeah, hey, like after you've been opening doors for people, and you know, like keep that consistent.
Consistent.
You know what I mean? Consistency, man.
Consistency across the board, gentlemanliness. And I think this is really commendable that he's doing that. This is going to be the subject of his report. Victoria?
And it also helps, like, when you're around girls, like, be very, like, you have to make sure that, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you have to
Give them respect.
be respectful.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just, like, you know, look them in the eyes when you're talking to them.
Well, treat them like a person.
Yes,
Don't just like treat
like,
them
exactly.
like
A princess.
not even that, but like just like not even a
Like,
person. Like they are a person,
like,
just
yeah.
like
just
you.
how you talk to,
A guy talks.
A guy.
Well, not necessarily
Not-
like that, but like
yeah,
a person.
a person.
Yeah,
not
you
like,
can-
not a dog. Like sit.
Exactly.
Like, ask her,
Exactly.
like, what do you think or how do you feel and things like that. That
Yeah.
show that
Yeah.
you care about what she thinks and how she feels. Who's Trish pointing to? Skylar.
Oh, Skylar.
First of all, to actually be a gentleman, you have to believe you're a gentleman. You can't just act faked about it. Because if you don't believe you're a gentleman, then no one else is going to believe you're
Yeah,
a gentleman.
exactly.
And they'll sense your fakeness and
Thoughts are powerful.
bye-bye. You're
Yeah.
fake.
But I think I think that also what this person is asking is like, how can they be more effective in the presentation? Maybe I'm wrong, but just like getting people to see that being a gentleman is like the way to go. Yeah, Victoria.
It also,
Oh, bye.
it
just
also
laughed.
helps when you start at home. Be a gentleman at home.
Yeah, like
The way you treat your mom.
yeah, give your mom like
A hug.
here, let me wash your plate for you, mom, if you don't already do
Yeah.
that. But
You can
That's really
start
good
at home,
advice,
and
yeah.
then
yeah, that's really good.
it would help you because everybody around you at home will start trying to act nice too, and then it will make you stronger.
Yeah.
So that you can help other people.
Yeah, you can easily see that
It's like you're, you know,
the footprint
starter.
that you make affects other footprints. And so that's great to start there. Just Confused writes, I used to be the kid with exceeding grades and I had no need to study. Now I've grown up and the material is increasingly getting more difficult. I need to study. I didn't grow up doing it and I just plain don't know how. If you have any suggestions, I'm all ears.
Sounds like I asked this question.
So study habits for someone where it used to come easily. Go ahead, Skylar.
Okay, well, this is going to sound weird, but you have to learn to study.
You do.
So it's like, okay, for the first test, you're like, oh, I don't know what to study. Oh my God, you take the test, but then you kind of see like, oh, is it harder problems? Oh, is it easier problems? Where the problems kind of come from? And then if it seems like everything is just random and on the test, seriously, study everything. Study everything. And always know the harder problems.
Josh?
Well, I think that if if you have a calendar or like a schedule, like you have your daily routine, put a time in there that you sit down and you look at it, like, and if you don't understand it, don't be afraid to ask for help or seek out help from someone else, because you're not going to learn anything if you don't know how to learn it as well.
Yeah.
Victoria.
What helps me to study also is like reading it before I go to bed, because when you go to sleep, it repeats in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I study for anything. Oh.
Also, learn how you learn. Some people learn better by hearing things. Some people learn better by saying things.
Visual.
Some people learn by reading it. Some people learn by like highlighting it, listening to it. And you could start a study group, and between the group you would like through groupthink you would like figure out what are the things that are definitely going to be on the test. And
Lyric.
Yeah, go. I kind of struggle studying. I just sometimes I'm like, what do I study? I just have a hard time with it. And I took this course on like helping study skills, and it was like, if you chew there's this thing that's going around. If you chew a gum or like eat a mint or something while you're studying, and then you do the same thing when you like take the test, then it's like, yeah, it like comes back to you. And then also just like either recording your voice, saying the notes, and then playing it like when you go to sleep right before bed, or just kind of playing it in the car before school will like just help it to be kind of a muscle memory. Skylar.
Okay, so like you have a short-term memory and a long-term memory, and for the information to get into your long-term memory, you have to go over it 7 times. But then sometimes they say 3 in blue ink, then you remember things more. And if you're studying vocabulary, use Quizlet, the app.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
has helped me
amazing.
so much.
Really, that's a good tip.
So
Quizlet, you can make your own Quizlet too. Like if they're like, wait, they don't have anything on Shakespeare words, like you can make your own, and then that helps other people too. So Quizlet, check it out.
Quizlet, check it out.
But yeah.
Excellent.
And like it will also come back to you like how to be a good student sometimes, or like how to study. Like sometimes like you're working on your homework and you're like, okay, I remember this is what you do when you're trying to memorize something. And then that will be good, like just for you to, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you develop your own system.
Yeah.
And you really kind of do that with no distractions for like 45 minutes, and then you can take a 15-minute break.
Yeah.
But you really can't sit there like with your phone, and every time it vibrates, you really have to put this
It's consistent.
away.
Yeah, you need to be.
Give it 45 minutes solid. Skylar.
Okay, so you know that if you practice mentally in your head, you'll pick up something better. So like let's say you're dancing and then you just do it physically, but then you'll actually be better at remembering the dance if you
see yourself doing it.
There have been like experiments on this and stuff. So if you like think about the information after you study it in your head, you keep repeating it, you just start to remember it better. And then you can go back and review like a couple hours later or even the day of the test. And that's what helped me a lot. I have straight A's.
Victoria. Oh, straight A's. Testify. Okay. Victoria.
Also, like, if you repeat it out loud too, like your whatever question it is, you just repeat it out loud over and over and over, like really fast. It would stay in your head, and then you repeat it out loud slowly, and then you're like, okay, I got this part. Now we move on to the next.
Very good tips. All right. Pretty in Black 3313 writes, how do you accept your body and love yourself the way you are? I've been so insecure about my figure forever, and I hate not wanting to look in a mirror. Any advice? Lyric.
Well, this is a pretty common problem.
Yes,
and like I don't want to
very.
take anything away from you, like feeling special about, like some people like to feel special about their problems, but like almost everyone, even the models, feel insecure about their bodies. And like
those models are so fat.
Yeah, they're so fat. So no, we don't mean that, but
I'm joking.
Yeah, if you don't get humor, we use
We're
that
not
a
the
lot
show for
here.
you if you don't get
Yeah. But
go ahead.
viewer discretion is advised. Sarcasm. But like, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be someone out there that's gonna love your body, and like there's someone who's gonna love everything about you, but you have to love everything about you too, because confidence is apparently like the number one most attractive thing in people. Or like,
Yes.
so if you're really confident and you like, people are going to see that and they're going to be like, wow, this person is looking pretty good, you know? And then you're going to start to feel better about yourself. And it's just like a positive chain of events.
If your doctor is not telling you that you have to take some weight off, then
Yeah.
it's really important that you give your body the nourishment it needs to continue growing and
Yeah.
create a healthy adult that you're going to be for the next 80 years. So that's critical. And if you don't like what you look like in the mirror, don't look in the mirror. You're not the reflection of you. You are the person who goes out into the world and looks at other people. That's who you are. Like, that's whatever energy you have to give to the world. You're not doing any good by giving it to the mirror and then reflecting it back onto yourself in a negative way. That gets nobody anywhere, Victoria.
And remember that the models on magazines don't look like the models on the magazines.
And they're starving.
Very true.
They're not
Exactly.
happy people. They're very hungry.
So anything you see on a magazine is not real. Anything, even if
Anything,
it says it's
all
real.
airbrushed.
Exactly.
Josh.
Well, I think that for me in particular, I've struggled with this a little bit myself. And so it was very powerful. Like, your words like really do determine how you feel. So I personally like would say I'm comfortable with myself and say it out loud. Like, something about just saying it out loud to yourself is so reassuring because you hear it and there's just something that's more powerful than just like thinking about it. And it doesn't change overnight either. It's something that gradually happens, and I still struggle with it like now, but it's definitely better than it was.
What are the words that you like to say?
Like, I'm confident. I love confident, that word. I'm trying to think of other words.
Attractive.
Well, I'm attractive.
Yes. You're very attractive. But you have to say, I'm very attractive, which is also true. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hands
Skylar.
are up all over. Skylar.
Yeah.
So I was just watching this video on YouTube about the subconscious, and so apparently you yourself, you only make 1 to 2% of all your decisions. Your subconscious makes 98 to 99%
That
of all
bitch.
all your decisions,
Yes.
because subconsciously you're always going to go with that. So you can like kind of like reprogram your mind
And
over
that's kind of
time,
like what you're doing.
which is
I
what
was
you were doing.
Like, if when you hear it, your subconscious is also hearing it. So slowly, it's like, okay, well, maybe I am confident.
So everyone
Maybe I
likes to
am.
say fake it till you make it just because it rhymes, and rhyming things are awesome. But there's actually some truth to it. So if you say things that you don't yet believe, you can make them a thing.
Yeah.
Because words are powerful. Go
Victoria.
ahead, Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria.
She was like,
She's ready. I found out that like if you know how like when you get your hair first cut and you're just like, do I really like it or do I not like it? Like if you look at it longer, you're like, okay, yeah, I do
I
like
like
it.
it.
I like it. Like that's what helps me. So I'm just like, yeah, I like myself. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Lyric.
Yeah, and also like I know a lot of people say this, but like if you think about your personality and like make that your main focus, then you're going to be focused on other things, and then when you look in the mirror you see like, okay, this is me.
This is a really cool
Yeah.
chick. I like this.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also like I heard this trick where you write down, let's say you did something really great in the week and you acknowledge that like, oh, I gave really great advice. And you write that down on a sticky note and you stick it on your mirror, and then every time you look in the mirror you may be like, all right, I look bad today, but I gave really good advice.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then thinking
like-
about that,
or
and
like-
like that, I tried that, like that helped me, because sometimes, you know, everyone has days where they just don't feel confident about how they look. I mean, looking good is like a pretty big thing that's pressed nowadays. So if you
Every
think,
day.
yeah,
There was
Yeah.
never a time where, like,
Yeah.
we're all humans. We're all, like, on this planet. We're subject to whatever wiring we were given to go walk through life. And so there wasn't a time in history, I don't think, where appearances weren't important to people. I don't know why. I don't know what that is in our makeup.
we're vain.
Yeah. And it probably has something to do with survival or whatever. But, like, it feels
Survival of the prettiest.
it feels like we should have evolved past that, but somehow
Yeah.
all the media that there is today just kind of reinforces all those falsenesses about what makes a person matter. And if you look back in history at all the people that have mattered, you never say anything about how, like, oh my God, Lincoln was a babe, like that was one hottie, right? Like, because it doesn't matter what Martin Luther King looked like, or what Lincoln looked like, or what Golda Meir looked like, or it just like Maya Angelou, like when I look at Maya Angelou, like she looks like the most beautiful creature that God ever created. Just because, and maybe it's her face, or maybe it's just the words that came out of her. I don't know, or a combination. But like she created her, you know, Skylar.
Okay, so think of it like this. Everyone is somewhat egotistic. Everyone. Because you're in every second of your life. You're the main character
You're
of
the
your
star of
movie.
your show.
Yes.
You're in every scene.
So you're
Selfies.
always going to judge yourself more than other people. But then if you're another person looking at yourself, you wouldn't care as much about what someone else looks like.
Background.
Besides yourself.
Yeah, dun game changer. But and you know, like that whole Tumblr girl thing with like all of those like pretty like girls and stuff.
Tell me about it, because I'm like not as
yeah.
up in Tumblr
So I
trends
don't
as-
like know so much about Tumblr, but it's
Yeah.
like basically where there's all these like pretty people and like
Oh,
just
yeah.
taking. You want to say? Do you
It's-
know about
it's
it?
I
like-
love pictures.
It's like stuff
should be on top.
that
Same.
people would try in real life that can't happen.
Yeah. But like just also those people, you know, like you see those girls that are like kind of doing like inappropriate
Yeah.
poses. Those are not exactly people like to look up to because sometimes they Photoshop it, but also they're like selling their bodies and like selling that, and you don't need to do that. Like that's just like making it so that you're like, oh, look at how good I am, like at this, but you're not really good at anything else, so it just makes you feel like you're
Like,
good for your looks and your looks only.
So there's a part of human nature that's always going to like look if we see something sexual or attractive or whatever. But if you're getting that kind of attention, that means that you're not getting any of the good kind of attention.
Yeah.
It's like if that's what you're pouring your energy into, then you're lacking in all of the other areas. So it's like
Yeah.
don't get mad at yourself for looking, because we're all going to look at something provocative or whatever. But then we'd be like, oh, that person doesn't have a lot else going on, so I really shouldn't compare myself to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think.
Exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
should we do one more
Yeah.
question?
One more.
Alrighty.
I like the next one.
Oh, do you want to read it?
Oh, sure.
Who wants to read? I'm done listening to myself.
I can read it, yeah.
Khalid?
Khalid7 says, I'm 19 years old and very mature. I've been single for a while, and it's annoying because I've met a man who has all the right qualities except for the age. It bothers me because the last time I was interested in a 29-year-old, my mom made me feel bad about it and was saying he's a pervert. My family's opinions really affect me, and if I was to date this guy, I know people are always going to be judging, but he is so cute and we really connect well. Is this weird? And should I not talk to this guy since he's 29 and I'm 19?
Skylar's
So-
hand is flying.
Skylar, you go, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
respond right after that.
Okay. So
I have
first
some
of all,
feelings.
I know it's your family and I know it's random people. You really shouldn't care what anyone thinks about you as long as you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
And for the age difference, my aunt is married to someone 10 years younger than her, and everyone's completely fine with it. And so you're 19, 29. Let's say you get married. I don't know. Think about it like 20 years from then. Like, it's not really that big of a deal if you're 10 years apart. Even.
Okay, so well, I think that at this age, like 19, 29, that is too much of a difference because at 19, you're still going to college, you're still experiencing all of those things, and at 29, they're done with that. So like maybe later on in your life, the age difference won't matter as much, but you have to think about it this way: like at 19, you're still forming who you are, and that other person knows who they are. And if that 29-year-old is able to be with your friends and connect with your friends, why is that? Like, why are they not hanging around with people their age or being able to connect with people their age? Why is like girls his age not interested in him? Like, there's something wrong with him. Like, your parents are probably correct in the situation.
Lyric.
I knew this girl who was like 14 or something, and she was dating a 36-year-old.
Oh.
Well, that's just
No,
illegal.
no.
I know it's
That's
illegal,
illegal.
but it's still
That's not
like
dating. That's rape.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But and she's off of that situation now.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just kind of like when you get, I think, kind of more like past 21, you can kind of start to date like more people that are older. But when you're 19, that is, like you said, yeah, when they're older, it's not as big of a
Yeah.
deal. But when
Yeah.
you're that young, like exactly why does he not like someone who's his age? It's
Well,
just
and I
kind
think
of weird.
for it to work at that age, there has to be healthy balance. Like, they have to be hanging out with people in their peer group, and you have to be hanging out with people in your peer group. As
Yeah.
soon as you start merging or like losing yourselves in each other, then there's an issue because
Yeah.
you don't like know like
Yeah, I mean, what happens is like it's 10 years, and so it's legal. You're both adults, but like,
Exactly.
what's going to happen is like you're going to defer to all of his friend group, and you're going to put your whole life on hold because you look up to him because he's 10 years older than you, and he's mature, and he has like maybe a nice car and a nice home, and his friends are really cool professionals and everything. And it's going to be like, unless he's completely accepting of you and your goals and your career and everything, you're going to be putting your life on hold for the sake of being his mate. And then if you get married, you're going to wonder what
Could have happened.
What was I doing at 19 other than being his girlfriend? And so when you get to be like your aunt and uncle's ages, 10 years, nothing. You know, it's fine. It's like totally fine.
Yeah.
It can even be like the girl is 10 years, older than the guy. Like it's just all fine.
Yeah.
But like 19, I still consider that to be adolescence.
Yeah.
And like, and he should let you completely explore all of your dreams and goals. And if he's like not saying, no, you need to be at this party with me and my sophisticated friends, and it's like, nah, you go do your thing. And if you're supposed to be with him one day when you're 25 and he's 35, you'll be with him, but not right now. That would be my best advice.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
at the end of the day,
completely.
people make their own decisions. And if I were your mom, I'd have to go like, I can't stop her. She like, I mean, she's 19.
yeah.
She's going to do what she wants to do. I just would advise against it too if I were her parents.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
I think so. Thank you to all five.
Thank you to everyone. I want to thank Hannah. Pardon me? Go in shot.
Anna.
Hannah, Victoria, Lyric, Josh, Skylar. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week on Journals Out Loud. We're awesome.
Dun-dun.
The music?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, must be the same.
No, you put the beatbox.
We'll have it. In the future, we'll have it all loaded up. Great job, you
Great
guys.
God.
Great God.
Oh, it's so weird talking now.
That's the thing.
Oh my.
My ears are like ringing.
Oh gosh.
Are we still on? Are we still like? Yeah, we're still on.
No,
You
it's
haven't
okay,
clicked
open it.
up.
We're still on.